What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. Today is a pretty special video, as you guys can tell. Today we are doing a point of view drive in my mom's favorite car she has ever owned. This is her 2022 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S with a 7-speed manual transmission. This is going to be a fun video. This video is going to be a little bit different from a lot of my other videos because I am not going to do a lot of talking other than the walk around of this beautiful machine. So let's stop the talking. If you're new to the channel, this is the first time to watch more of my videos, hit that subscribe button for more awesome car content like this one. Let's go on the outside and let me walk around this beautiful, beautiful car. So this is my mom's car. This is her 2022 911 Carrera 4S. She built this car from new. This is her third Porsche. She has had two others, a 2017 718 Boxster and a 2017 911 Carrera S Cabriolet. This is her first new Porsche and she absolutely loves it. We just crossed 6,000 miles on it. We've owned it for 2 years, bought it in November of 2021, and well, I don't know what to say, but this thing is beautiful. Spec, I will go over really quickly. She wanted a unique spec, but also a spec that didn't break the bank. So this is a 911 Carrera 4S, sport exhaust, clear tails. The color is Dolomite Silver Metallic. The upgraded classic wheels, I think that's what these are called. Navy blue top. This color, in some lights, it's like the Dolomite Silver. It's now a paint to sample color. They do not make this color anymore. It's a paint to sample color, but on a normal like 911, you can't get it anymore. It's like a bluey silver. I love this color. Super underrated. It has the sport design package, so the front fascia, the skirts, and then the rear fascia, which is different. Black badges. We did these in silver. In the interior, this is graphite blue, the upgraded leather interior, so you have like the stitching along here and like along here, for example. What a beautiful spec. Blue everything, blue carpets, blue seats, blue steering wheel, blue dashboard. We did the matte carbon fiber upgrade, so like all these matte carbon fibers everywhere. Such a beautiful spec. The smaller diameter steering wheel with sport chrono, sport exhaust. We did the sport suspension, so like it sits lower to the ground. Such a beautiful, beautiful spec. Seat backs in leather too. Such a nice spec, and of course, this is my mom's car, Porsche mom, so everyone knows. But overall, this car, upgraded gas cap, kind of unnecessary, but we had to do it to get the price to the threshold that they needed to. The upgraded headlights. Let me show you the front trunk. So very nice towel, although plate, but very nice. Under here, your washer fluid and brake fluid is under here as well. Very, very lightweight hood too, as well as overall spec wise, my mom and I did a really good job. Most of it was me. My mom really just cared about the colors, but in order to order a 911, you have to meet a certain threshold for the options, so I kind of did the rest, the matte carbon fiber and stuff like that, the gas cap and other nuances here and there. Let's hop on in. So this car has 6,091 miles on it. So it is basically brand new. We haven't really driven it that much. We keep it away during the winter. So this is like her summer car, summer daily driver, basically. Let's take this for a drive. So for modes, we have wet, normal, sport, sport plus, and then individual. We are gonna roll today for this whole video in sport mode because normal is too boring. It's not raining. Individual, we kind of have set up like sport mode, and sport plus I find is a little aggressive for me. Sport is my favorite mode in this car. We also have the sports suspension, so that firms everything up, so we'll turn that on. But overall, really, like, other than that, like, it's a 911. I mean, what else can you say? I've featured this car a lot on my channel beforehand. We're gonna put my cooled seat on because it is 89 degrees outside, 90 degrees outside, so a little AC too. All right, so as I said, I am not gonna do a lot of talking because, well, one, driving manual and talking is hard, but two, this whole car is about the experience and the noises you get from it. So I may say a few words here and there, but this video is mainly just going to be a video demonstrating the sound of everything. So without further ado, let's get started. So turn the parking brake off and away we go. Got to be careful with this Sport Design splitter because it is quite low. My mom has scraped before, so we don't want to scrape again. Perfect. And let me tell you guys, this 7-speed is a must-do. It's a shame that they got rid of it on the 992.2, but if you got one while you can, even the 7-speed without the short shifter is still a ton of fun, an absolute blast. Such an awesome transmission. And one thing I like about Sport Mode and Sport Plus is that it does the auto rev match. Some people like this, some people don't, but when I downshift, it does the little auto rev match. So it brought up to 2, brought up to 3 for me. You can hear the burbles. And then I have immediate power to just go. So underrated feature in my opinion. Some people like it, some people don't. I quite like it. It makes me feel like I actually know what I'm doing when I'm driving stick, but some people just like to roll in normal mode with sport exhaust on and like to do the rev matching themselves, which I totally understand why people like that. Such a beautiful car. I love this matte carbon fiber. It's so much better than the glossy carbon fiber in the previous 991 generation. 443 horsepower from this engine, 3.8 liter naturally aspirated twin turbocharged flat six, excuse me, non-naturally aspirated. I wish it was naturally aspirated. And one thing I love about this turbocharged flat six, even though it's turbocharged, I love the turbo noise. The way these turbos spool up just sounds so crazy. And it makes for immediate power too. To the people, don't get me wrong, like a normal 911 is great and all, like a normal base Carrera without sport exhaust, but these options, the sport exhaust, the manual transmission, the sporty suspension, really liven this car up to be a true 911. The analog tack is super sick as well. I love that feature. We get on the highway here and we're gonna bin it. Hopefully this taxi will. Oh, here we go. The turbo sound is so crazy. Such art. Put in 5th. And what's great about this car is even though it's a 911, right? It's a sports car. You can just put it in 5th in a high gear. You know, if you want, turn the sport exhaust off and just cruise. Like that's it. Like that's really all you have to do. Like it's not a, you know, really intensifying driving car. I find it to be very, very chill. Let's test the cornering here. We're gonna get off here, obviously at a reasonable speed. Probably stick in third gear. A little bit dab on the brakes, and 40 miles an hour into the turn here. This car is rear wheel steering, so it does feel a little bit better. I would say the rear steering definitely helps, but even without it, I've driven a car without it and it is just fine. When it comes to the ride, I would say it's definitely a lot, it's firm. Because this is the S, but also because we got the sportier S suspension, it's a firm ride, I will have to admit. It's not luxury in terms of, let's say, a Mercedes-Benz SL63. It isn't something like that. This is planted to the ground, actual sports car like ride. Like, the pops, oh my god. So the ride, it's good, you know, for this type of car, it's good. The pops, something interesting about the modes. So in normal mode and sport mode, wet mode, and individual, the pops are not enabled. Only in sport mode is the backfire and the pops enabled. So something to keep in mind if you, like, when you drive around, is like you want to, that's why I like sport, is because you get all the burbles and pops, and you know, that gives this thing character for sure. Now, in terms of miles per gallon, which I know that seems like a very stupid topic to talk about when we're in a Porsche 911. However, I have to say, I am impressed when we actually got over 20 miles to the gallon in this car. We got around 22, 23 miles to the gallon in this car, driving down to the Cape to visit my grandparents. And let me tell you, that shocked me, because our Audi Q8, for example, or my car, the way I drive it, I get around 18, 19, the Q8 maybe maximum 18, 19. This car, if you want it to be an economical car for a sports car, it definitely can. Which is very, very nice. I mean, if you want, you could get the extended range fuel tank and get more, but I mean, I don't see why you need to. This thing does get a good amount of range already with this fuel tank and the fuel economy as well. Obviously, I love this car. I mean, if it's not evident enough already, I absolutely love it. Is there anything that I don't like? And there is actually one thing I don't like about this car, and that is the air conditioning. How they integrate a lot of the controls into the screen here, and I just don't like this. I mean, especially when you're driving a manual, it's not super safe to change it while driving. Overall, I find it quite unsafe as well. Like, same thing with like music and Apple CarPlay. It's all integrated into here. However, on the upside, the infotainment system in this, it's very, very good. I mean, it's very fast, responds to your touch. It's a good infotainment system. Additionally, one thing that if you are going to get a 911 to consider is definitely get the upgraded brakes. This car is on steel brakes, which are good, but I find they don't stop as well compared to the not carbon ceramic brakes, but the ceramic coated brakes. I think that's what they're called. I would definitely opt for bigger brakes if that was an option. However, as this was a more quote-unquote cost-effective build, we sort of had to work with what we had, and the brakes on this car, they're fine. The way they're good brakes, but they could be improved, I can say that. I almost missed third. That was not good. Pop in right behind here. Perfect. As we are about to wrap up this video, any main final thoughts about this car that I would want to share? I would definitely say the first thing is I find that if you guys haven't seen, I did make a video on it, but the new 992.2, the facelifted version of this car, now that this car is a hybrid, I am not a fan. And as they got rid of the manual, I'm also not a fan. And as you can imagine, overall, I am just not a fan of the new facelift. I don't like what they did to it. I find if you are in the market for a 911 and you are looking for a driver's car to have fun with, I definitely recommend a 992.1, which is what I'm driving here, a 992, 2020 to a 2024. In my opinion, I do think that this and the 991 are the best generations of the modern 911. I would call a 997 a little bit on the older side, which, you know, it's fine, right? It's not, I do love the 997. It's a great car. But when we're talking about modern 911s, it's the 992 that I enjoy the most, because I've driven the 991, and while I like the 991, there was an automatic car and a manual car. I've actually driven both. The 992, in my opinion, it just, with the turbo noise, the sport exhaust, the redesigned body, it just makes this car, in my mind, the perfect driver's car, the perfect modern 911. Obviously, the only downside is the price. It's expensive. I mean, this car I'm driving right now, this car I'm driving right now, it's $170,000, which for a 911 is cheap. Like, that's like entry level when it comes to 911. I mean, most 911s that you're gonna be buying are almost a $200,000 car, the way dealers spec them. But I find this car absolutely amazing, and I definitely enjoy driving it, and I'm so happy my mom has picked the right car and my mom enjoys it, which is obviously what matters most compared to this car in general. My mom is happy, and I'm glad she loves it, and that's our Porsche 911 992 4S. So let's shut this thing off, and let's do one more walk around of this beautiful car, because it's just so gorgeous to admire it every single time. Such a beautiful spec. The sport design and the black headlights really finish it off. All right, that's enough for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.